James Alpert, executive producer on the show, is David would like to come up as well. We have David. Denise Hoop, the co-executive producer on the show. One of the greatest special effects man you ever lived, and executive producer, of course, that is Greg Nicotero. Gail Ann Hurd is with us as well. She has produced more hit movies than any of us have seen. But Gail will be coming up here as well. Also an honorary wit, so thank you for that. Glen Mazzara, showrunner and executive producer. Here's Glen coming up. We have Andrew Lincoln, of course, Rick. Where's Rick? Let's bring Rick Grimes back up. Andrew Lincoln. Laurie, played by Sarah Wayne Callis, of course, very much one of the hearts of the show. Good morning to you. Carol, the hunk of the show. Norman Reedus, go on up, Norman. Of course, the coach of Angus, played by the lovely Laurie Holden. Stephen Wen, who plays Glenn. Where's Glenn? Everyone loves Glenn. Here comes Glenn. Lauren Cohan, who plays new character Magic. Now we have two of the newest cast members who weren't seen yet. They joined for season 3. Danai Guerrera, who plays the fabulous Michonne. And the fabulous David Morrissey, who's going to be well after the governor. Okay, so I'm going to start with Robert and work my way down, and then we'll work our way back, I guess. So, Robert, congratulations on the 100th issue.
Thank you very much.
An incredible achievement, as anyone who knows and loves comics, and the fact that you've managed to keep it fresh and interesting and as engaging as ever is remarkable. Anyone who's read the series will know that you're a cruel and very disturbed man, and you should really seek the help you need. But now you have a hit TV series, we know that won't happen because you're surrounded by people enabling you to carry on in this way. But is there pressure for you to actually tie in the comic more with the series, or vice versa? When you write now, are you more aware of the TV audience's needs and expectations?
I like keeping them different. I think that there is a large fan base for the comics, but one of the things that makes the comic popular is the fact that it is very shocking, and you can't really predict what's going to happen. And so I love the fact that the television show can exist separately from the comic. It adapts stories at times, it improves stories a lot of the time, I'm proud to say, and it does things that are shocking even to people who are extremely familiar with the comic. So I think it's a great mix.
Do you in the writers' room, do you bring in the kind of message from the fans when they complain about certain characters they love, like Tyrese, for example, who hasn't appeared yet? Do you bring in and say we really should start listening to these guys, or is that non issue?
I don't want to listen to anybody. So, no, I mean, I am the one in the writer's room that has been writing the Walking Dead comic for 10 years and is bored by it. And so I'm the one that's like, no, let's do this, it'll be different. Let's do this, that's crazy. And then it's everybody else going, calm down, no, that was good, we can do that. So, I don't know where I'm going with that. So.
As a fan of both those, I think it's great that they're both different. It's great to get different.
That's all right.
Let's go to Dave Alpert, the executive producer. Dave, series 2 ends, of course, with that great shot, big wide shot, and you see the jail, the prison is looming in all the characters' lives. I don't know whether I'm mistaken, but I assume that jails in America were still quite popular, quite full, quite useful, quite necessary. Did you have to find a new jail? Did you make a new jail, or did you find an empty one that just in an area where crime is no longer happening?
No, all the real jails are full, so we keep filling them up. So no, we had to build a set, turning out a nice studio into a jail sort of background. At the end of the season, we sort of used a design based off of sort of an idea of what we were doing, and then we ended up building it over in between seasons 2 and season 3.
And you shoot most of it shot in Atlanta, if I'm right. Is the studio down there as well? Do you have a studio in Atlanta?
Yes, I do.
So it's all down there.
Yeah.
And do the tax breaks you get there make up for the terrible weather that you have to shoot?
I'm going to leave it for Denise, but no, I would say no.
Okay. That's because, of course, you're not there as much as Denise.
Denise is there all the time.
Although we have many esteemed executive producers, as we all know, it's, you become an executive. I think I'm an executive producer now for doing this morning. Denise is the hands-on, the heart of the show. She's out there on the coalface making this happen. Denise, what are the challenges that you face most in season 3? What are the most exciting developments in continuing to make the show?
It's always exciting to make the show. It just keeps getting better and better. And I think the best part about it now is with season 3, we've really hit our groove, and we have almost entirely the same crew as we had last year. And the cast and the crew are incredibly tight. And it is a family down there, and we're all in it together with the heat and the bugs. And the crazy stuff the writers send us to do. So it's fun to see how it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and we keep saying, yeah, I can still do this.
Well, we're glad you are still doing it. Let's go to Greg Nicotero. Greg is one of the greatest special effects done in the industry. I met Greg, was it 24 years ago, 25 years ago?
Evil Dead 2, I think.
Way back when, and he was making kind of zombie-like creatures back then. I would assume you've perfected that craft by now, but I think there are some exciting new zombies and zombie effects that you have for season 3. Is that right?
Well, the exciting thing is, you're talking about the prison. You walk onto the set. Grace Walker, who's our production designer, worked on a lot of the Mad Max movies, and you walk in and you really literally feel like you're there. So what's exciting about it is, we have lots of walkers that would have populated the prison prior to the zombie apocalypse. So we have a lot of fun things to do with them, and there's a lot of them. I think probably in the first couple episodes we exceeded almost all of last year in terms of the numbers of walkers that we've done with my crew and I, and we're just constantly trying to make them better and creepier and a little more decomposed, and we're getting into some animatronic stuff this year, and just keeping the audience guessing, between what we do and then the visual effects company Stargate. For me as a fan of the show, I mean, if I didn't work on it, I would watch it and love it as much as everybody here does. I think what's exciting is you keep it fresh, you keep it different. So you'll see one prosthetic makeup, and then you'll see a digital effect, and you keep the audience guessing, and you keep them on their toes, and you don't know where something's going to come out of, if it's dark or spooky, and then we have the great actors making it real. It's of all the projects I've done, this is definitely one of the most rewarding.
And for you, I know we have they're medium-paced zombies, really. They're not slow zombies, but they're not fast zombies. Are you a slow or fast zombie man?
I'm a slow zombie guy. Simon Pegg and I have a huge, we're all about the slow walkers. When they get hungry and there's food around, they'll be whipped into a little bit of a frenzy, but between Denise and Gail and I, we'll do a scene, and if you see one walker in the back doing something wrong, it's like, Gail, get that guy, run around, shoot, stop. That was bad. No Frankenstein. Do this. So we're very particular about, one walker that's doing something weird takes you out of the scene, and we try to keep it really, really grounded.
No one wants a fast zombie. It's like when you go to the convention centre, no one wants a fast comic fan. Imagine if they could move quicker. I'm very scared of the ones in the mobility scooters, because they are there.
We haven't done that on the show yet.
That's got to happen. Gail Ann Hurd, ladies and gentlemen, legendary figure. Gail Ann Hurd. Not on Twitter, she's executive producing this show. Gail, the appeal of zombies generally, why is it? Why did you come to this project, and what is it that we seem to not be able to get enough of them, but certainly, and that's in no way diminishing this show, because this is the finest example, I think, but certainly there seems to be something quintessentially appealing about the fiction involving zombies.
Well, first, I credit our award winner here, Robert Kirkman, for creating, I think, the best ongoing zombie story. And obviously the show, I think, is popular because of the characters. But we have a fear of death. We have a fear of what would happen if we really didn't die and we came back. And I think that's across all cultures. And clearly the interesting thing with Fox International is in their 122 territories and 35 languages, it is a success everywhere. So there's something that speaks to all cultures about the fear of zombies.
Yeah, it crosses the barriers. It's like a kind of Benetton commercial, but with steam falling off. Kind of brings people together.
Yes. The United States of
Zombiedom.
Yeah, I should say walkerdom, because we actually don't call them.
You don't call them zombies. They do in the comic book. They come around to the idea of calling them zombies.
We're old-fashioned.
Yeah. I love how committed Robert is to keeping the purity of the comic book. You don't get that. Glen Mazzara, showrunner and executive producer. Dave, we talked about the prison set. I know moving on to the prison storyline has been something that all the comic book fans have been excited about. I imagine that the challenges of working on that scale must be greater than those you encountered previously on the series.
Yeah, I think in previous seasons we had our group trying to settle down in little places, trying to hide from these zombies, and now, you know, they're out in the world, the entire landscape's fallen, and there's no safe place, and a prison looks good, it looks like it could be safe, and so they really have to, you know, take that on, and I think that what we wanted to do was create a prison that gave us that sense of scale and scope. I think Grace Walker did a great job building it, and it's someplace that you know they're willing to fight and die for.
Are you able to stick with the? I mean, I don't know if you even want to, but the storyline in the comic book. That's when it becomes, I thought, particularly gruesome, particularly chilling. Some of the things that happen inside the prison. Is that reflected in the series, or do you ever water it down at all, or change it, or soften that for the TV audience?
No, you know what, we don't shy away from anything. I think we're in, you know, we're trying to be a faithful adaptation to the comic book, which is visceral, violent, shocking. And that's something that I'm proud to say we do on a daily basis, you know, and I think that as long as it's not gratuitous, as long as it's not over the top, and it really has some emotional resonance for our characters, I think that'll be pretty exciting to the audience.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this next season. Andrew Lincoln, ladies and gentlemen, Rick Grimes. Exuding movie star Paul, look at that, even with the grey beard. Andrew, can I just check, what's your actual name? What were you changed it to Andy Lincoln for the, let's face it, less intelligent American audience, but what's your actual name?
Why would you bring this up at the World Press Conference?
What was your name, Andy? What's the...
And Andrew James Clutterbuck.
Clutterbuck.
We got the club.
That's kind of, that makes it work for so many limericks right there.
Yes, it does, Jonathan. And I suffered in my youth.
What a great role to get, what a great role to win, and what a great performance you deliver in it. What's the challenge for you moving forward into season 3?
I think just to keep doing what we're doing, really. I mean, it is, like you say, it is the sort of dream part, and I just love playing this guy, and he gets pushed and pushed, and certainly this season, I think that there's a point at which he reaches that point where he breaks, and I've been going. I believe the expression is batshit crazy for the last few weeks, and it's been great fun. You know, I couldn't have wished for a better role to sort of, you know, flex your muscles in, and to I don't know. It's just Denise said the crew are magnificent and are just as much an important factor as anybody sat at this table, and it's unusual for a crew to come back. And pretty much 95% of them all came back this season because they love the show just as much as we do. And there is this amazing atmosphere on set, which is wild, raw, brutal, and exciting. And hopefully that comes across on film.
You know, the other thing I think that comes across, as well as all those qualities, is the fact that, you know, the emotional content, the kind of impact that you have there, the fact that it's more really about characters and real life people trapped in this.
Well, I think so, and I think that it's great being a Comic-Con, and we were just talking about this, is that this is kind of the mecca for genre piece and that kind of storytelling, and when it's done well and the writing is good and the production values are good, you can tell fantastic primal, emotional, human stories, and I think that was always the way that it was pitched towards me. And you know, the pilot episode is the perfect example. Is that Morgan's character? He's the heart. That's the heart of that episode, and that was the reason why I wanted to do the job, not because of Rick, not because of playing a badass sheriff, which of course is great. I get to shoot zombies for a living, but you know, it's the fact that we can do that as well in this extraordinary world that Robert's created.
It's a fabulous, enjoyable experience for us to watch, and as I said, I think not least, perhaps maybe largely because of the emotional side of it. And if we can move down to your wife in the series, Sarah Wayne, of course, Sarah Wayne Cassidy plays Laurie. The storyline that's unfolding between you two is extraordinary, and I imagine terrific for you to be able to get your teeth into as well.
It's amazing. I think Andy and I have had a really great time being miserable together. It's true. I mean, it's been a really horrible marriage in a lot of ways, and a really beautiful one. But I agree with everything Andy said. I think this is, at its heart, for me, a story about a family. And what the Walkers allow us to do is to push that family beyond the limits of who they ever thought they could become. And you have two people who are so mired in loss and in self-hatred for the attrition of their best selves that they can no longer reach one another. And that's an incredibly powerful story, but it's also one, I think, to which people can relate. And, there are a lot of people out there who are watching, who are in families and who are married, and in a sense, I think we can explore things that are very dangerous in the course of a marriage because the world itself is so dangerous. And that's, it's really exciting. And Andy's one hell of an actor. There are a lot of actors who wouldn't put as much on the line. And so it's a great honor every day to come to work and say, yeah, let's do the ugly version. Let's do the scary version. Let's not be safe today. It's good fun.
It's incredible to watch. And you said Andy's a great actor. I don't think there's a bad actor in it. There's not one who I wouldn't think is up there with the world's best. Although David Morrissey, we haven't seen him on screen yet, so let's wait to see that. We assume he's going to pull his weight.
We are recruiting a large posse of Brits. Yeah. I mean, with every new casting, we seem to be balancing things.
I'm assuming this is Gail's influence. I know she's an Anglophile, very much an Anglophile, but I'm assuming that this is the Brits will inherit the earth. That's what's happening.
None of them are Arsenal fans.
Gunnar Gale speaks out. Okay, let's. We have Norman Reedus, ladies and gentlemen, who plays Darryl there, who is, representing the redneck community on television here, filling up the quota there. But I believe am I right in thinking you get a lot of fan mail, you get a lot of stuff sent to you get a lot of stuff to fill your trailer with from hot fans?
It's obscene, yeah. I was actually just thinking that I had one girl come up to me and she was at a thing sort of like this, and she walked this long pathway up and she handed me a plastic bag with wet meat in it. And I looked at her and she goes, "It's squirrel." I hunted it down with a shovel and then turned around and walked off. But yeah, I get a lot of weird stuff.
How was the squirrel?
Actually, I didn't eat it, but one person did. I forced one dude. I wasn't touching it.
You forced someone to eat a squirrel given to you by a strange psychopathic fan.
I put them on the spot, and a lot of people started screaming, "Do it!" And I think peer pressure won.
Yeah, that's bad enough. Imagine what the people who are going to star in Shades of Grey will get given him back. I don't even know what that means. It just felt. But it's a great character, and of course, I don't know. Obviously, we're not in the business of giving spoilers away, but of course, one of the things that drove your character forward early on in the series was the search for his missing brother.
Right.
And all we've seen of him so far was his hand. Can you intimate whether he might be reappearing, or would that be going too far, or am I
It's
guessing?
safe to say you might see my redneck brother somewhere around. But yeah, I mean, it was, it's weird for Darryl because he's this abused sort of, he's the younger brother of Merle, so he's constantly put down, and a backstory in my mind, he was constantly put down and humiliated and was never good enough. So once he's out of the picture and other people start to see Darryl's worth and he can feel it and feel like he's part of something, a group, and they welcome him in. It's kind of the reverse role of a lot of the cast members because they're being torn away from things. I'm kind of finding a world that I can flourish in. So it's kind of working out in Darryl's favor.
Well, I think obviously your great acting skills, but also the writing, initially from Robert and now the team, that he's humanised to the extent he is. The fact that he isn't some sort of demonised, awful, backward character. The fact that we do see, as we see of all the characters, the complexity that makes humans so difficult sometimes.
Absolutely, and the writing this season is, oh my God, it's amazing. These guys are doing such a great job. I mean, Andy and I jump up and down in my trailer reading scripts, like, yeah, I can't believe we're doing this. It's really a dream job. And I love all these people so much, and I'm having the time of my life.
Let's have some more squirrels to celebrate. Okay, the fabulous Laurie Holden is next in our line. One incredible performances she's already given us so far. Some of my favourite moments of the series. But series 2 ends with you. Season 2 ends with you kind of out on a limb. We moved from the group. Can you tell us what happens to you in the beginning of season 3? Are you more on your own? Do you have less people to bounce off of?
Well, I can't really tell you anything. But what I can say is, I was saved at the last moment by the wonderful Michonne, who I know that fans are very excited to meet. I think it's fair to say that they become the best of friends, and it's a wonderful relationship. And I love the fact that there's these two alpha females that are strong, that have embraced each other and trust one another and are trying to survive, and they have each other's backs. It'll be interesting to see if my character ever meets up with this other group of survivors. They didn't leave me a note on the highway. Not bitter or anything. Yeah, he was going to look for me. But it's really interesting to see if they ever reunite, what happens when she finds out about Shane, because she doesn't have that information. And a lot happens during a winter that changes you. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really exciting season.
I can't wait to see where she goes and where you go with her. We have Stephen Wen, who plays Glenn, next to his new Roland Cohen. Stephen, first of all, I'm thrilled that you're finally getting some action.
I'm getting a lot. Hold on. Why is everything I say, and then you end up, I meant like getting thrown down a well, or having a beautiful lady. There's a lot going on for Glenn right now, and it's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
And Roland, congratulations, another Brit on board, but a great one to have. And you, I guess this is, you're going forward into the season 3. There's some big changes for your character coming up as well, aren't there?
Yeah.
If I'm right from the comic book.
Yeah, huge changes coming up. I think, for one, Maggie leaving the farm and still getting to be with her family, but in a totally new world. Really seeing what's out there, like the group has seen, but also getting badass. So, yeah, I mean, it's I think going to be a shock to everyone what the group goes through, and certainly what this farm family has gone through and become, and then to have a great relationship in the midst of it all. But, yeah, so it's definitely going to be, it's good, yeah.
I can't wait to see you getting badass. However, you are sitting next to probably one of the greatest new badass characters in the history of modern comedy. Michonne, Denai, good morning.
Good morning.
What a role to get. I can't imagine that there were many actors who didn't go for that. I understand, if rumours are true, both Dustin Hoffman and Robert De Niro auditioned. And you managed to get ahead of them. And what a great entrance. You had possibly one of the finest and most exciting entrances in this kind of thing. What are the most fun parts of playing Michonne? What are you enjoying the most?
I mean, it was funny because I was mentioning to Glenn, I think I sounded kind of crazy, but after I got the role, I was like, I used to be in the gym, and I'd be working out and looking at myself in the mirror and saying, I just want to kill somebody on screen, And he was like, okay. But just that energy of this, being able to play someone who gets to be that active and do that many fun things is really, really thrilling. And you learning how to use the sword was also extremely thrilling. And then getting to actually cut things up. Thank you, Greg, for making things for me to actually chop and kill. I'm having a blast.
If I'm right in, once again, I know this trailer's been shown over there, so I won't be giving it away. Your appearance, you have two guys behind you on chat. You have these two zombie guys, one of whom I believe is an ex-boyfriend of yours.
I can say nothing about that.
Well, he is. And in the lift, that's right, not elevator, the lift that I used to get to the roof, I was with my daughter, and she said, why don't they bite her? And I believe she's chopped their lower jaw off. Is this correct?
Yes, I mean, she's insanely sharp and insanely, she really knows how to make things work for herself. She's figured out how to navigate this world. And she realizes if they don't have jaws and if they don't have arms, they can't do anything to her. So, and she can use them for her needs. So why not do that? There they are.
I did that with my ex-boyfriend once, actually.
Well, my daughter said she could chop off the arms, but the jaws would be too much. So I don't know whether that's a common thing amongst the ladies there. But anyway. Okay, David Morrissey, ladies and gentlemen, one of Britain's finest, tremendous actor of stage and screen. And here he is as the governor. Is the governor, I mean, comic fans will know who the governor is when he comes on. Is he, in your opinion, is he bad? Is he good bad? Thinks he's good, but he's just bad? Or is he Good, but everyone else is bad. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that made a lot of sense. I think he's a terribly nice man. I think he's misunderstood. But, I think you'll have to wait and see how bad he gets, really.
Yeah. I think you prefer playing bad, playing good, don't you?
Yeah, I have been cast in those roles once or twice, yeah. I played Gordon Brown once. He's not terribly bad, though, is he? It's just great to join this cast and crew, I have to say. I came to the show as a fan. I've known Andrew for a long time, so when the show came out in the UK, I was watching it and I loved it. Very quickly got involved in the show, and so when the opportunity came up to join it, I took it with both hands. It's fantastic. And I have to say, filming down there in Atlanta, Andy alluded to it, it's just, I knew there was a great cast and I knew the writing was fantastic, but nothing can prepare you for the crew. You walk on and the crew are fantastic. The atmosphere on set every day is just wonderful to work in, and you never know that walking into a show. You never know what it's like. And I've been welcomed with open arms, and it's just so exciting to be part of it, I have to say.
Of course, this is the last year you can walk over there on the comic convention floor without being mobbed.
Without my false beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll borrow yours next time. But, I'm looking forward to it.
And then you talk about my wife.
So, I'm going to go over there later on, I think. Well, I shouldn't say I'm going to go over there later on. No.
Okay, let's come back to Robert now before I open the floor. Robert, once again, congratulations on 100 issues. But, just seeing that cast and the crew that you have involved in the writers you work with, this wouldn't happen if you just created a zombie book, if it was a book about zombies. It's an incredible achievement. It's incredible writing, what it says about people. And the tagline, I don't know if you can tell this for season 3, is fight the dead, fear the living. And I think that's just incredible, very smart slogan, but it really sums the show up.
I agree.
Was that you, or was that was a team of caffeine-fueled, unattractive people who we couldn't invite along with you?
The Fight the Dead, Fear the Living thing? That would be the brilliant and amazing marketing team at AMC, I believe, but I will totally take credit for it.
Well, you deserve that credit. You deserve everything that comes your way. Okay, let's open the floor. Who has questions for anyone here, basically? Who would like to go first? Who has a pressing question burning into the front lobe, perhaps, which is still working?
No one?
We did such a great job. We have someone over here.
Thank you very much. Hello, my name is Chris from Emperor Magazine. My question is for Stephen. What did you think when you read issue 100 of The Walking Dead?
No spoilers, though.
No spoilers, but just talking general terms, what you thought. You like the issue?
The issue was awesome. I don't want to lay any. I don't know. That's Robert's thing, and it's cool that I get to play a character that he chose to keep around in that reality to the 100th issue, and that's amazing. But man, it's so twisted. I don't know. You guys have it right there, but it takes 3 pages to get them, and each frame is that much more disgusting. Glenn and I were actually Glen Mazzara and I were just talking about it right there, and he saw the frame for the first time. And yeah, you're not coming back from that. There's just a pile of mush and an eyeball, so you're good. So that's done, but it's amazing. It's really cool.
Grant, sorry, Jonathan, have you not read it yet?
I haven't read it. Most of us haven't read it. Why would you ask that? What's wrong with you? You English journalists.
Always showing news.
Weirdo. Weird freak. Anyone else want to ask a question to be greeted in such a warm way by me there? No, because now I'll guess. I'm going to punch you in the arm. Who has another?
Hi. I just wondered, I went to the Walking Dead escape last night, and it's really intense. I would like to know, how do you guys prepare to do it every day at work? To run from zombies?
Greg's scared.
It's, for us, I know Sarah said it the best in season 1, is that our makeup trailer would be right across from their makeup trailer. So the zombies would come out, and then they would come out, and they'd sort of look at each other, and the zombies would go one way, and the cast would go the other way. And, for us, watching these guys every day covered in sweat and gore, and, you got to think in the zombie apocalypse, after a while you can't use guns anymore. You got to get a little more intimate. You don't want to use all your ammunition. So one of the fun things about season 3 is there's a lot more intimate hand-to-hand combat, with some of that weaponry. And So that means that they're closer, and the closer you get to them, the more intense it is. And I think